Welcome. In front of me I have the Galaxy Watch 6 from Samsung, and today I'll go over unboxing along with a quick look at this device. So I just get straight into it. Yoink 1 and yoink 2. Anyway, inside here we have a charger, so I'm actually gonna show the ones that came with the other one, the non-classic. So charger and paperwork, there we go, and paperwork, and that's basically all we have in there. There is no additional straps, so that's a little bit of a shame. And here is our Watch 6. Now, if you've seen, there is also a Watch 6 Classic, and there is a little bit of a difference between them, which I'll go into it in a second, but let's just first turn it on and run down the specs. So specs wise, we are looking at a 1.5-inch display with a 480 by 480 pixels. It's also has a built-in battery of 425 milliamps, running on Exynos W930, and has 2 gigabytes of built-in RAM along with 16 gigabytes of built-in storage. And that's basically all the worth mentioning specs right here. Well, I guess one last thing is it is also a Super AMOLED display, and the glass right here, or the glass, is a sapphire crystal, so it should be very durable, more durable than most other smartwatches. And going down to the functionalities of this device, we do have the typical accelerometer, gyro, compass, a heart rate biometer, thermometer, which is for skin temperature only, and in terms of water resistant, I can't really see it anywhere here on the list, so it is, oh there we go, found it. It's 50 meters water resistant, IP68. Also has ECG, it's ECG certified, and has built-in blood pressure monitor. So there we go, those are basically all the specs for it. Now, that being said, as you can see, this watch device is really small. It has a little bit of a thickness to it compared to, I believe, the previous generation of Galaxy watches. And when it comes down to my petite little hands, it should fit my hands really nicely. If I can actually get it on, there we go. So yeah, this one fits pretty well on my arm. I tend to wear it, as you can see, under my wrist. Personally, because of my build quality, or body build. So yeah, it fits for me. All the watches fit better under it. Now, that being said, the reason I'm showing you how it kind of fits on here, because if you have super small hands like me, or arms more like, then the classic version might be a little bit less suited for you than this one. They're virtually the same watch, but the classic for some reason fits a little bit crappier on my wrist than this one, and I'll show you in a second why. But going back to this one, as you can see, we have a very minimal bezels on here, if that is actually visible. There is no rotating crown. This is the Watch 6. The Classic comes with a rotating crown, so if that is something that you want, then go with the Classic version of it. But because of it, this watch itself is a little bit smaller, and I'm pretty sure it also costs less. Yeah, it costs significantly less for a watch. While skipping over the crown and the cost, the difference between these two watches is, well, non-existent, because both of them have the same internals, same screen. The only difference is that the Classic is just built a little bit bigger while still having the same screen, as you can see. And it has that rotating crown on here, which I will point out will provide you with some extra protection for your display, because the crown adds a little bit of a bezel. So obviously that bezel will protect your display from getting scratched up, for instance, when it's like this. There's no way that the screen will touch the table or whatever you're doing. So like I said, the bezel will give you some protection. I am not necessarily certain how durable such a bezel is when you're wearing your watch under it. So for me, my watch usually just kind of lays on the table and I just, move it around, scratch it up. I don't really care. But I don't know how that would work with the mechanical part, like the bezel that is rotating. So yeah. Now, going to what I was, or what I wanted to mention, like I said, these two watches are basically the exact same devices, with the difference is this one has a rotating bezel, and because of it, it's, I believe, just a little bit bigger. Yeah, it is wider. So in general, it will be a little bit bigger while the display is the same. And because of that, if I put this one on, just to kind of showcase this, like I mentioned, if you have really skinny hands, this might not be one for you. So right now it's, well, relatively tight, but this one fits on my arm pretty well. The way this one is built, it has relatively strong like resistance right here. The belt itself has buttons in here, as you can probably see right here. And on this watch, it basically gets caught on the bezel of the actual watch itself, and therefore it doesn't really fold all the way, kind of like this one does. So this one, as you can see, can fold pretty comfortably. Just a little bit of a sharp angle right here, but that's no big deal compared to this one. Now the reason I'm pointing it out is because this watch isn't necessarily, come on, sitting all that well on my wrist, even though it might look like it. But as you can see, this, it's basically like, you know, I'm trying to fold it. Typically when you have normal straps on your watch, they will basically swivel all the way to like a point like this, straight up. Disregard me dropping a watch. So yeah, this one gets stuck because of the mechanism that allows you to easily release the strap. So if your wrists are really small like mine, this might not be the option for you. But anyway, going to this one fits perfectly. As you can see, it does have a different strap. This one has, it looks like leather. It's not. It's also rubber strap. It just has this aesthetic to it. So if you're thinking that one of them comes with a leather strap and don't, it's not. It's just fake. This one at least doesn't try to fake it. It's also rubber, and it feels nice in the hand. It's a little bit stretchy, but not by much. So yeah, there we go. Not much more to say about these watches. Obviously, they're pretty good watches from Samsung, so if you're looking to pick one up, this one should be okay. And it's also cheaper than the classic one, coming at about 300 euros, give or take, while the classic comes at 400, a little over 400. So it is significantly more expensive, well, like 25% more expensive. And the only thing that gives you more is that rotating crown. So if you don't want that, then you can save up money by going with the non-classic. Now, with that being said, if you found this very helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.